Right, next video is the 1-point perspective. Now this one has proved to be quite tricky for some students in the past. 1-point perspective is essentially a mathematical system that represents 3D objects and space on a 2D surface by means of intersecting the lines and drawing them towards a vanishing point. Although this definition sounds quite complicated, the concept is quite simple. 1-point perspective is a drawing method that shows how things appear to get smaller as they get further away, converging towards a single vanishing point, which is there on the horizon line, which is this part here. It's a way of drawing objects upon a flat surface of a flat piece of paper so that they look 3D quite quickly and they look quite realistic. Drawing in 1-point perspective, usually appropriate when the product is viewed front on. Or if you're looking down at something or up at something. It's a popular drawing method with architects and often interior designers or exterior designers such as the architects. But also product designers use it to get a quick look at the objects from up onto them and down onto them as well. It's been used throughout history with artists as well. It's quite a popular way of drawing for everyone, really. To start with, you need to make sure that you have what is called a horizon line. Okay, so the horizon line is something at your eye level. So on the middle of the page, the horizon line is this one here. On that horizon line, we need to have something called a vanishing point. So this is where the object is going to draw towards. So I'm going to put the vanishing point here. Okay, VP. The space above it in this area here is what we would call sky, so space. This part down here is the ground. In order for this to work, we need to make sure we draw an object front on. So the object has to be as parallel as you can. So I'm going to start with a square. So keep the line in parallel. For this to work, you need to make sure all of these corners head towards the vanishing point. Okay, so using your ruler, you have, just do this faintly, one part going there, one corner to there, one corner to there. We can then work out the depth of this. Okay, so how deep is this box? So I'm going to say this box is going to be 3 centimeters deep. I can then keep this in parallel, so move the ruler up, not going off center, and do a line going across. I then keep this in parallel and do a line going down. Make these ones darker because those are the lines of the product. And we have a 3D box. We can see the front, the top, and the side. The reason why product designers use this as quite an effective method is because we can then get different views of a product in different spaces. So if we were then to do this box above the horizon line, above the eye level, it will come out like this. So we have the square that we did. So the front view of the box. Now, all of the corners have got to go down to the vanishing point. So we start with that one, goes down to there. This one, down to there. This one, down to there. And then 3 centimeters depth. Keep the lines in parallel. Going down, and then lines in parallel, going down, and draw across. So the main difference now between this box and this box, on this one we could see the front, we could see the top, and we could see the side. This one now, we can see the front, we can see the bottom, and we can see the other side. So it all changes. If we were then to do the box on the eye level, so just draw the box onto the eye level, because it's on the other side, the only view we are going to get of this is going to be the side of the box. Okay, because we can't see above it, we can't see beneath it. So the only view of the box is the side of the box. Because because it's on our eye level, we can't see above the box and we can't see beneath the box. We can just see what's in front of us. So we only see the side. So it's just the front and the side of the box. So we can see the 3 different views of this. Now, you can see that I've left out a couple of the lines there. So if I was to do this again over here and just show you, if we take these to the vanishing point from each corner, so we've got the visible sides first, but then we've got this corner here. Now if we take this one over to the vanishing point, we've suddenly got a see-through box. Always keep the lines in parallel. Okay, as soon as the line goes off parallel, so if you see, the line is continually straight. If you take the line up like that, it then doesn't become a box. Okay, it doesn't become a cube. It then becomes quite a wonky shape. Okay, but we can see here, as I was saying, we can now keep on going down towards the lines so we only go where the lines tell us to go. Okay, we don't go anywhere other than hitting one of these construction lines. So none of that has gone beneath the line. It only hits where these lines, these construction lines are. So now we've gone from having a solid box to having a see-through box, just because we took this corner up to the vanishing point and we made the box see-through. Okay, now remember, the idea of this is that everything is parallel. As I was saying, if you draw a square, you take it down to the vanishing point, but then suddenly you decide, oh, I'm not going to do it square, I'm going to do it down there. right? That then doesn't become a square box. That then becomes a bit of a mess. Okay, it's not as angular as that one. Okay, so you need to avoid that by keeping all lines parallel. So you need to have a go at that. Have a go at the 1 point perspective. When you're doing a drawing, try and get a couple of ideas in using the 1 point perspective, but making sure everything is kept parallel. If you do use 1 point perspective to demonstrate an idea, try and get the top and the bottom of them, and also the horizon line view of it. So you've got the three views, this one, and this one. You might want to add detail into it, but you might just want to keep it a simple product. Okay, if you want to do something other than a square, we can see how that would work. So we have our horizon line there with our vanishing point. If we do, say, we have so it's a simple L shape. All these lines, everything gets attached to the vanishing point. We then decide the depth. So I'm going to say the depth is going to be 2 centimeters. Simply, all we have to do is just make sure everything stays parallel. So we can just move the line up. So make sure it touches where we've just left off. And we go down. It's simply like the game of dot to dot, but with the lines. We go down and we go across. We darken the lines just to accentuate what we have just done. And there we have an L shape in 1 point perspective, rather than it being a square. So any shape can be done in 1 point perspective. Okay. Next video will be on 2 point perspective and going through how to do that in exactly the same way. Okay, thank you.